Having the ability to monitor activity within a virtual data room is one of the most important functions of the data room. It allows you to see who's looking at documents, how long they've spent looking at them, and in a merger acquisition, asset sale, or marketing to potential investors, this is really important information to be able to gather. So let's go into our Activity Tracker tab. So as we land in this area, we'll see that we've got the lifetime history of the workspace showing. Now this is a fairly new workspace we've set up just for demonstration purposes, so we're not seeing a lot of content here, but it is near real time. Everything I've been doing as I've been putting together these videos is being monitored. We're also showing the duration of time that documents have been looked at. And if you have digital rights management enabled, even if documents are downloaded, that information is going to feed back into the platform. I'll also mention that there is intelligence built into it, so that if you opened a document and went on a 2-hour lunch as an example, that time would not be recorded. It's looking for the mouse to be moving, the screen to be scrolling in order to actually calculate that time and include it in that duration. So from here we can also see that we can select different date ranges if we want to. We can select a custom range, and at the end of your deal you may choose to select Workspace Lifetime, update the report, and then download all of that content, which will come out in a CSV format. So for regulatory purposes, that may be something you need to do. We can also come in at the group level and see which groups are actually reviewing documents. Again, these are new groups that we've recently set up in this workspace, so we're not showing activity here. Otherwise, this graph would be populated. We may see green lines across here to 80% for one group and 70 for another, 40 for one, and maybe 0 for another. But that's going to indicate which groups are actually looking at the documents and which ones may be truly interested in this asset. As I scroll down, we would see a numerical version of the exact same information. Then we can also come in at the file level activity. If there are particular documents that you know somebody should be looking at, an example being through an asset sale, you know they should be looking at specific items. Or if you're marketing a fund, you're doing a capital raise, you may know that certain documents should be reviewed and you're hoping that people are going to spend extended periods of time on those documents. So I could click into an item and it will show me all of that content again. We're looking at something very new here, so not a lot of activity on this. And then I can finally come in at the member level. So if I select activity by member, I'll see all of the users here. And if I can go into Alan Admin, who is me, I'll see all of my activity. And again, I'm also capturing that duration of time that I've actually looked at documents. At the bottom, we see the total items or activities that I've participated in, 451. At the top, we see how many workspace views, how many times I've been in the workspace itself, how many files I've looked at, and how many I've downloaded. So all of this activity is being captured. Now again, if I click back into some of these other items, we go into Files, Activity, we'll see from here that I also have the ability from each of these views to download that content as well. So again, just a great way to look at your groups, your users, and see what documents they're looking at and for how long.